not videoing.
Well, and that's the other really cool thing about this is this, when I download everything, it also saves the video as a separate clip. So if we ever did want to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I'm uploading stuff to YouTube anyways. By the way, folks, we have a YouTube channel, and I have uploaded almost all of our episodes. By the time this episode comes out, I should have all of them uploaded.
That would be excellent to
Wouldn't
let
it?
people see that. And you know what? So we mentioned this, and I know this is what we always say. We talked about this before.
We did.
It's just way more fun for us, for me anyway, to record when we can see each other.
Oh, me too. I love it. It's fantastic to be able to do it because it does make you feel like we're in the same room.
It kind of does. And you are, well, and plus you get to revel in the fact that you're so much younger than I am.
Right, exactly. Even though you look younger than I do. So
I'm not sure that's accurate.
You've got hair.
Say that, but especially with a beard, you look young with a beard.
My facial sweater.
You kind of, wow, that's icky.
Well, you did. Oh, so obviously you hadn't seen 2 episodes ago the title of our podcast. Zipper sweater, face sweater.
I did.
Okay.
I always give you big props for the way you name the podcast because you always pick up on the most random crap that we talk about, which is often we talk about random crap.
It's all clickbait. That's all.
It is definitely clickbait. When you look like we do, the best we can do is with titles.
Yeah. Well, there was something interesting I found on YouTube. I watched some of the behind the scenes of some of our favorite YouTube channel makers and or video content creators.
Yep.
And one of the things I think 3 of them said is, and they have very attractive women that are part of that. Yeah, that are part of that creation of the videos, because it's usually a couple or something. But they all say we get more views and more people that click on our videos and watch and more subscribers when we have our significant other, the young lady, in a bikini on the screenshot than anything else.
Do you think?
That's what I'm saying. So, I think so. The next thing I'm going to do is start changing our cover art every single episode with you in a bikini.
I could see me in like a banana hammock, and you can. I just don't know if you're prepared for the numbers that would generate.
I don't know. We might have to switch our web server and make sure we can handle all that traffic.
We had to go with the T1 line because of the marble pouch that John was carrying.
Marble pouch. Wow. And he said, wow.
So one of the YouTube channels that you're talking about is Sailing Doodles, or at least that should be one of them.
Yeah, he was not one that talked about it, but he's definitely one that uses that tactic all the time.
So I got to give Bobby a little credit that he's the guy on that channel who owns the channel. First of all, he surrounds himself with these beautiful women. Apparently, if you and I had a sailboat, we would have hot women clamoring, besides our wives,
right,
clamoring to come aboard and be first mate or whatever. So that seems to have worked out historically for him very well. But the screen caps, the thumbnails that always show on his new updates, it's always this tailor who, let's just say, has a prodigious rack.
Okay, so that's in the next title. This is the title, Prodigious Rack.
She's also very attractive and really a nice person and has a good...
Well, of course she's nice. She's Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you'd say that. You're right. I'm sorry. I have lots of friends
who are
Canadian because they used to do video work with me. And I'm sorry. Stop saying you're sorry. Sorry. That's always how it goes. But anyway, she is always on the... Never do you see a thumbnail for Sailing Doodles with Bobby.
Right. Well, no, the last one he was on there, but he had his arms around 2 young ladies in bikinis.
Yeah. First and second mate.
Yeah. Well, and then of course there was a couple of episodes before, which is he was using
Mizzenmast.
No. The sympathy card. He was using the sympathy card because his dog died.
Put one of his dogs down.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah, it is sad, and they're beautiful dogs. But
and their names are great.
Yes, Maverick and Goose. They don't live long.
No,
Labradoodles. They're typically less than 10 years. I think he was 10 or 9.
9 or 10.
Like
yeah.
But anyway, just sad because they were so close. These two dogs. I'm not sure they were of the same litter, but they were. So long they had been together that I'm sure it's sad in both directions. Yeah. Anyway, it's a good channel. It's fun, listeners. If you're looking for a way to waste more time besides PoddiMouths, and that's a good way. And it's fun. It's beautiful.
It is fun
and great cinematography.
And he's got an interesting story.
Oh, for sure, big time. Tell the story because it's cool.
Well, he was a commercial pilot,
yep.
And he had a stroke or an aneurysm. I don't remember, which is kind of almost the same thing. Stroke. He had a stroke, which they ended up pulling his commercial ticket. He couldn't fly commercially. So he I think he sold everything and started sailing. And he just started his YouTube channel doing that. Now he also has another channel called Flying Doodles. And he has a whole bunch of friends, most of them in Texas, and he'll go and fly with these pilots and their airplanes. And there are a lot of different types of very unique airplanes. Mm. One of his series, he did a series and it was flying. We've mentioned this a number of times on the podcast about the Dr. Killer, the V-tail Bonanza. So he took one of those to Oshkosh.
The EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association.
Exactly. So I really dug that one. And so he's got 2 channels. There's Sailing Doodles and Flying Doodles. It's very, very good.
Awesome. Yeah, it's fun to watch him because, you're right. He'll sit right seats with, other pilots and so on, even though he can't maintain his license because of the stroke. He is an excellent captain. The stuff, and you know what, and it shouldn't surprise you, a commercial pilot, they're all, I would say type A, and just they thrive on the knowledge of how everything works, and so just that translates very well from flight to sailing, and that guy talks a really good game when it comes to sailing.
Yeah, he does. And who knows if he's real or not, or if he actually knows what he's talking about. I don't half the time, and I spout plenty of stuff out. That's why I have a podcast. Yes, I just need a forum to spout out all of the crap that I think I know.
Useless crap. And then as long as it sounds like you know it.
Right. You say it with enough conviction and enough confidence, everyone will believe you.
For sure.
Yeah.
You said conviction. Yeah.
Conviction.
You say it with enough constipation. People will believe you.
I pretty much say everything that comes out of my mouth comes out with a level of constipation or consternation.
I'm good with either one of those.
Yeah.
I think that's also something that will be in our lead line for this particular podcast.
Right. Well, and speaking of constipation or lack thereof, our good friend Terry Drillich sent me a text this morning, just randomly. And I laughed probably as hard as he did because he said, randomly, I was just thinking about salad dressings and how you never hear people order French and I put blue cheese in, but he said French and something else. I got to look up what he actually said. And I'm like, I thought, Terry, that's actually really true. Normally when I hear people order salad, it's something that's got, balsamic vinaigrette or some sort of funny vinaigrette. Yep. No one, French and Russian. He said French and Russian.
Well, actually French and Russian, aren't they pretty close?
They're very close, but there's also blue cheese and Roquefort. How many people actually, close. Yeah. So I used to order my salads with French dressing and either blue cheese or Roquefort, depending on where I was in the country at that time.
Both delicious, by the way.
Very delicious.
And so I have a buddy who my buddy David, would often have salads with, I want to say blue cheese and Western. Remember Western dressing?
I asked him that. So interesting fact about Western dressing. My godfather used to run one of the factories for Western dressing in Iowa.
Really?
Yeah. So we always had, it was blue at home. It was blue cheese and Western dressing. I didn't even know.
Awesome.
And that's French dressing, French dressing is very similar, right? Is it French dressing? Is very similar to Western.
Yes.
It pretty much is the same thing. It's just a branding thing.
Yeah, it's similar. I don't know that it's exactly. I think Western would probably certainly market it differently, but it was more of it was a little redder in my mind anyway.
Yeah. So whenever we'd go to a restaurant in the 80s and 90s, it would be my parents would order a salad with Western and Roquefort, Western dressing and Roquefort.
That's awesome. Roquefort is delicious, and you don't see it much anymore.
No, I don't even think if I ordered that at a restaurant now, anyone would know what I was talking about.
They would look at you like, let's do it.
Yeah,
we need to do that. The next time we're not on quarantine in our houses, we should go out to dinner and order with Roquefort and just see.
Sounds good. So I'll put it on my schedule for 2023.
That should be fun.
Late 2023.
I have an opening then. Yes.
Good. Me too.
Yeah.
My calendar's wide open.
Well, I think that's good because it allows us to, fill it in now.
Yeah.
And we're busy for years.
It's getting, I don't know about for you, before we started recording, you and I were talking, it's getting harder for me, even though I'm a big fan of cold weather and I still go out in the cold. It has been so beautiful here the last few days. It's been mid 80s or low 80s rather, no humidity. That's the key there. No humidity, mid 80s, sunny, absolutely gorgeous. I've been doing a lot of work. Don't tell my bosses, because they don't listen. Don't tell them that I've been doing a lot of my work from my hammock.
Oh, we know.
I know.
You
I actually was on a meeting.
You were on a call in your hammock.
But I also mentioned during that call, I was kicked out of the house because my wife was recording YouTube videos at the time. So I had an excuse then, but.
Now, speaking of that, for Jen's YouTube videos, what do they use as thumbnails? Is it you like this?
It's me in a bikini, of course.
Yeah.
No, everything she's doing right now is private, so she doesn't need to attract anybody to watch.
Why am I not getting much traffic? She says, you in a Speedo. That's why.
That's exactly it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of all the videos that I have on my to watch list, watch later.
Exactly.
They all have Nick in a Speedo.
Yeah. Or a banana hammock, or European what else did you call it? A marble basket?
Marble pouch.
Marble pouch. Marble pouch. Marble.
European men really wear those things.
I know. It's kind of scary. I have a cousin.
It's not kind of scary. It's really scary.
It is scary. Yeah, really scary. I have a cousin. He's still alive. He's older. It's not my first cousin, but it's my mom's first cousin. Mm-hmm. He is Dutch. He was a truck driver. And he would come over to the States all the time to visit, and we'd go to the beach or something. I remember my very first time at Disney, he came along with us, and we actually went to the beach, and that's what he wore. But the greatest part is he is rather portly and balding, like me, worse than me. And you've got to think the 80s haircut too, so it was long on the sides, balding, and he's got removable teeth.
Oh.
And he likes to play with them, so they pop out of his mouth, pop back in.
What?
Yeah. So just
like
imagine
individual teeth or like a rack of teeth.
Rack of teeth. He's got dentures. Yeah, top and bottom, full dentures. Has had them since he was in his 30s.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I guess his parents owned a candy shop. That was what I was told. I don't know if that's true. Yeah.
Well, that's an awesome story.
It is a good story. Yeah. There are plenty of stories in my life that I heard one way, and they might not be true, but I like the way that the story is told. So I keep it that way.
Whether it's embellishment or not.
Right. I'm sure we all have stories like that.
Well,
John.
It reminds me of my friend, the dentist, who, Dr.
Death?
Gosh, it starts with an S. Dr. Sodini.
Okay. Is he a magician? Is he's a magician with those teeth?
He should be. That would be awesome. Hey, want your molar to disappear? Joe Sodini, the nicest guy, my favorite dentist of all time, but haven't seen him for years. I moved. So one Halloween, I happen to have an appointment for a cleaning, and he had popcorn balls and gummy bears and everything in the waiting room. And he said, he's trying to build future business. I said, that's why I come to see you.
That's right. That's right. I mean, well, you and I tried to jumpstart future businesses when we talk about some of our affiliates, like, the Buffy.
Yes.
It feels like sinking into a tub of whipped cream. I know you love that saying, that quote from their website. That's your favorite, isn't it?
It is my favorite. And I wasn't sure, you can think anecdotally about how that would feel. I actually had to try it, and it feels pretty good.
Does it? You like whipped cream? The whipped cream or the bedding?
Whoever's at the bottom of the tub.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Buffy.
No,
you tried the tub of whipping. I mean, why not? Now you know what Buffy feels like.
Apparently. And it cost me a lot less than Ready Whip than buying the actual bedding.
But if you're interested in finding out what it's like to be in a vat or a tub of whipped cream, you don't actually have to go through the process of buying Ready Whip and Cool Whip and all that stuff, or even going to the grocery store at this point, because who would want to do that? Just order something off of Buffy and for your bedding needs, and see what you think. See if it really is what you would have expected from a tub of whipped cream. And you can find a link to Buffy on our website or in our show notes.
Can I just tell you right now? I don't have a Buffy yet, but I think I'm going to get one. We talked about this at one time.
I had a Buffy once, but I broke up with her.
I did too, but then she barked at me. But I would say that the upside of getting a Buffy is that you're not sticky when you get out of.
Yes. I would have to agree with you completely.
Yeah, because stickiness of Ready Whip. I love Ready Whip. I love to do the mouth.
And there's plenty of sugar in there to send you to your dentist.
There's
it comes
very
full
little
circle.
Sugar. You need to check the label
of Ready Whip. Maybe I'm thinking of Cool Whip.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh,
Cool
he's
Whip
looking. Cool Whip. There's a lot of sugar. But if anyone knows me, if I'm going to actually have something like whipped cream, I'm going to make it myself.
Hold on. You are?
Oh yeah. You get some coconut cream. You let it sit for a while so the top congeals. You take off all that top, put it in a bowl, add a little vanilla, add a little bit of sugar, whip that up, and you've got whipped cream.
Here you go. Ready Whip. Calories 15, and this is a serving size of 5 grams. Total fat 1 gram. Total carbohydrates 1 gram.
So, and how big is a serving? Half an ounce.
5 grams.
5 grams is not even an ounce.
No, but you know how 5 grams is in your mouth?
Hi, Indy.
Not much. Can you see Indy?
Indy's right behind you.
Oh, yeah, he's lying down by his bed, not in his bed.
Of course
he's been
not.
climbing on my bed, which is a problem. So here's the calories, 15 calories from fat, 10, which is not a big surprise. Total carbs, though, 1 gram. Sugars, less than 1 gram.
And this is the stuff from a can.
Yeah, Ready Whip. The
Interesting.
red can.
But that's the second one in the title. The second word in the title.
In the can?
Is the Ready Whip.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be whatever that first word I had that I have to remember but I recorded it, so I've got it down. Ready Whip, and now we have to come up with the third name.
Well, it's just a matter of time, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Give it a few more minutes, and I'm sure we've got the name in the bag.
I'm sure we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ready Whip is awesome, and they're not a sponsor.
No, they should be.
But it is, because it's virtually no sugar, and it's way better for you than throwing in confectioner sugar in with heavy whipping cream, which I would love too.
Sure, unless you don't do dairy.
True, it is dairy. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. So
I don't do dairy except for cheese. And cheese. Can't forget about cheese.
Thank you for that.
hey, I've got to support your local economy as best I can.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. And there are many cows who give you a high five. Well, high hoof.
Speaking of cows, this is just a random thought. One thing I have been diving into a little bit, and I think you and I would have a lot of fun with it if you and I were together in the same state, is since we've been home and we've been expected to entertain ourselves as best as possible. I've always had a TikTok account, but never really watched it. I've been watching a lot of TikTok lately.
Have you?
A lot of TikTok lately. To a point where I go to bed with a song in my head and I wake up with that same song in my head, and they're only like 10-second clips. So it's not like it's, the whole song. It's just over and over and over again. And one of the things, there are 2 TikToks that I saw that had to do with cows. One, it was a guy yelling at the cows to stay away from his fence post that he was setting in concrete. And the other one was a baby cow, or no, maybe it was a baby horse. One of the 2 was running and just playing, and then just started running and then ran into a glass wall and just kind of fell. It was pretty funny. You got to see it. So, awesome. Go to TikTok. Have you had any time or spent any time watching TikTok?
Oh, yes. In fact, I'm trying to find the one that I just saw. It's, the song by, I think it was Genesis, In the Air Tonight.
Uh-huh.
I can feel it
coming in the air tonight.
So there's and there's the spot where it has the drum fill. There's a guy standing in his kitchen in front of cupboards.
Oh, it's when mom wakes up in the morning. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Well, no, it just does the music version of In the Air Tonight, and it goes to the drum fill, and he shuts the cupboard doors.
Oh, I see.
It's awesome.
This one I found last night, and I saved because it was so funny. People can't see it, but you'll be able to see it. Oh man, my volume's it's muted. Hold on.
Okay, all right. I'm going to have to describe this very well, apparently.
My volume is down. I'll have to play it here. It's louder now.
Dad comes up. Linky, stop. Go on your...
Is that Eric?
No. It's a TikTok. I have no idea who it is. But it sounds like something Eric would probably teach his kids to do. Yeah. No, I could not stop laughing. I don't know what it is about little kids who don't know what they're saying, but then they start swearing. I think it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was trying to find it by searching TikTok, and of course I can't because there are 1,000 TikTok videos.
Millions, yeah.
In the air tonight. So anyway, good, awesome, cool, funny.
Thanks.
Good, awesome, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I think we've killed the episode.
No. Never when you have a baby on it.
Motherfucker.
Jeez, that's awesome. Yeah, when you get a kid to say that stuff, that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's going to go on my resume.
That kid will never be able to live it down.
You might as well get a face tattoo now.
Right. Well, we got to be careful with that. The people that I've known with face tattoos, they became ultra famous.
Like?
Oh, now I can't remember his name. Justin Bieber. The Biebs.
Well,
he doesn't really have a face tattoo. It's more of a neck tattoo, isn't it? Yeah. Close enough.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson? Right.
A face tattoo. You've got all those teardrops that tattoo on your face.
From prison. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's time I'm trying to forget those years. So we were on a Zoom call today, and one of our coworkers, speaking of the 3 dots, he has his desk sitting in front of his window. So when it's really bright outside, he's backlit, so he's just black, like one of those witness protection people.
Yes.
And so he was doing that today. He talked. It sounded like he was in witness protection. That was hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
We could really have a lot of fun with Zoom. I'm sure people are.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Especially the people who are hacking it right now. It's not been good. And,
No.
I read a couple articles about it today because I'm hosting a meeting with some work people tomorrow. And,
yeah, I know. It's on my schedule. I'll be there.
Yes, it is on your schedule.
I won't be wearing pants though.
I don't know why you should start now.
Right. Exactly.
They call you behind your back, tighty whitey.
Anyway. I did. Oh man,
good. It was almost like a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that was what I was. Have you seen some of the TikToks where they have the pause challenge?
No.
And they usually use a song like "Stop, wait a minute," and then they pause and they just hold it really, really long, and then the other people are like maybe it's a bottle challenge, like they have water. They're like, "What am I supposed to drink it? What's?" And then the song starts like squish it into the face. It's hilarious. But speaking of Zoom, yesterday, and you probably saw me post this in our Slack community or Slack group. John Krasinski from The Office and from Jack Ryan. He is Jack Ryan on Amazon and married to Emily Blunt.
Yes.
Mary Poppins, for those of you who don't know who Emily Blunt is. Mary Poppins. And the reason I bring her up too is, so he has this channel on YouTube. He posted one video and in 4 days had almost 1 million subscribers and 11 million views on his video. And he calls it the Good News Network. The first video was really, really good, and it was a lot of fun. And John Krasinski he's a hilarious person. So it was really enjoyable. But he posted the second one yesterday, which was even better. And one of the segments, he had a little girl whose plan, she wanted to go see Hamilton.
Okay.
And her plans were ruined, and Krasinski got a hand on her parents' Twitter talking about that. And so Emily Blunt, so John Krasinski calls her on Zoom. Emily Blunt comes in. So now one of her favorite characters, Mary Poppins, is now talking to her. So she's really excited about that. But then all of a sudden, the chimney sweep or the street lamp lighter from Mary Poppins pops on the screen. And now she's even more excited because not only was he from Mary Poppins, he's also in Hamilton.
Right.
And awesome. Then he and I guess Emily Blunt and John Krasinski got the entire cast of Hamilton to start popping up on Zoom and started to sing one of the songs from Hamilton.
Wow. That's
it was
awesome.
So freaking cool. You should, I sent you the link. You need to look it up. And I might actually repost it on our social media so people can see it. Because if you haven't watched this Good News Network that John Krasinski has, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Well, I'm just looking at one. John Krasinski delivers some good news with Steve Carell.
Yep, that's the first one.
Mini Steve Carell with the Office reunion quarantine lockdown. That sounds hilarious.
Oh, I mean, it really is. So a lot of people asked him to post the entire Steve Carell interview. That might be that one. So he did that. I don't know if it's under the same channel, but you have to watch the first one and the second one, the actual news program, because he's doing it like he's doing a news program. It's really good. Again, so I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it.
Have you ever watched the Graham Norton show?
Yeah.
On YouTube. Oh, God.
Not on YouTube. I haven't watched it on YouTube.
Oh, well, there are so many just incredible clips, and I find this guy delightful. He's really funny and very unassuming and
very exuberant.
For sure, yes, and that's great. It's just he's a fun guy to have as a talk show host. But John Krasinski and Emily Blunt were on at the same time.
Oh no!
And it's worth the price of admission.
Okay, I'll look that up.
So yeah, do for sure. It's but Graham Norton's got some great clips on YouTube. Really fun to watch. So do check it if you get a chance. Not quite as good as the Conan O'Brien and Ice Cube doing the drivers and Kevin Hart doing the driver's test with the girl.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's hilarious. Anytime you get that group in, especially Kevin Hart and or Conan. Have you listened to Conan's podcast?
I have not.
I hear it's really good. I only listened to the first episode, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, but I hadn't listened to any others. I've got so many, and I'm backed up now.
He's so. See, again, we get back to constipation.
With constipation, right? It's full circle. It's always full circle with us.
The Kevin Hart and Conan does so much physical comedy. It's tough for me, to think of him nearly as much in a podcast, but I'm sure he's great. The Kevin Hart and Conan in the gym. Oh, good Lord, that's funny. It's just, I know you were in front of 300. There were 30,000 people at my concert. Kevin Hart goes, what did you have, 200 people there? And he's just giving him crap through the whole thing. And of course, Kevin's kind of a buff workout guy.
Yeah.
And Conan not nearly as much.
Oh, I love seeing Kevin Hart and The Rock playing off each other too.
The juxtapositioning between both of those, or those three guys is just hilarious.
It is, and they're so talented, all of them, and just how quick wit.
The outtake. Have you seen the outtakes from Central Intelligence?
Yes.
Yeah, oh God, when they start slapping each other in the psychiatrist's office, it's one of the funniest things ever. Yeah.
Whenever they do, so if they're in a movie together, they always do simultaneous Instagram posts.
Yes.
The other social media as well.
Jumanji, they were doing that.
Yeah, they were doing it at the same time, and they were competing with each other. Oh God, that was so funny. So funny.
For sure. Hilarious guys, for sure. And he and and I think I mentioned this to you, I can't think of the name, it doesn't matter, but he's taking care of the paraplegic guy, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
What was the name of
that movie was oh crap. I just watched it too a few months ago. It's a great movie.
I can tell you because it's on my phone. I know I have it, but anyway, I'll get to the name. But anyway, just a classic.
It's another K last name. The actor. He's the guy who played. He was in Malcolm in the Middle. He had his own show where he had cancer and he was bald.
Yep.
That I can't think of the name of. I've watched almost every episode. Love that show too.
You will. Yeah, he's great.
You know who's yelling?
The Upside.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's what are the details? It's not showing it because they're trying to sell me other movies. Anyway, you know the guy. Oh, here we go. It's Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. That's it. Yep.
But a terrific movie, The Upside.
So the whole time we're talking about that, you know who's yelling at their radio or at their podcast. Podcast maker.
Are we on the radio?
Well, if you're in the car, it still comes through the radio. You're just plugged in using Apple CarPlay or something, or in your case, Google Apps. Candace.
Who's yelling?
Candace is yelling the name.
Oh, well,
Candace was probably yelling the whole time, going, "It's Bryan Cranston! It's The Upside!"
She spends half of our podcast yelling
at us. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. And I'm fine with that.
Oh, me too. I wish more people would. I wish she would actually take some of that yelling and put it into Twitter and Facebook forums.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Facebook,
Twitter, she knows where the website is. PoddiMouths.com. It's really easy to find. You go up there.
I think
you see these little links.
She struggles with that.
She might, but if it's PoddiMouths.com, you go up there, you're going to see the little logos for Twitter, for Instagram, for YouTube, for Facebook. You click on one of those, then you go down there and you start leaving comments.
It's almost as if you're leaving instruction for all our listeners, not just Candace.
I could be. I mean, it was. Were they clear enough for all of our listeners?
They seem to be. And typically this means, listeners, that Nick is ready to go. And
I'm never ready to go because I really enjoy our conversations, but I do think there's a time limit.
His eyes. See, I can see the camera. He's rolling his eyes the whole time. Whatever I say, hey, look, John is a marble pouch. He rolls his eye and goes, and then you laugh while you're rolling your eyes. Nobody is buying that.
Well, they're definitely not going to buy it when they actually see it happening on video.
No. They're not going to believe either of us is, well, first of all, is dashingly handsome, but as unbelievably engaged as we are video-wise.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I just woke up. I remember my bout with amnesia. Well, wait a second. How would you remember that?
Well, John, we have talked about your advanced age, and they do say that the second thing that goes is your memory.
What's the first thing?
I can't remember.
I knew it. I will just feed you lines all day long. It's fine.
Thank you.
That's how Nick's stand-up routine got started.
Yeah, I stand up, I fall down. That's my routine.
You're a beauty. It is always fun talking with you, brother.
Likewise, my friend. You have a fantastic rest of your day. It's whatever is left. Hopefully, did you tell me what the weather? Oh, it's nice out today because you have people mowing your lawn.
Well, let's hope that I'm not doing it anymore.
Do you even have a lawn with your new place?
Yeah, I know there are several blades of grass, but it doesn't matter to me because I don't shovel snow. I don't mow the lawn anymore. Here's my condo story.
Oh, that was your condo story?
Yeah.
I was waiting for a whole story. Oh,
no,
okay.
No, here's my condo story. I don't do any of that crap anymore.
Oh, that's a good story.
It's a really good story.
Yeah.
And I'm the author.
Yeah. More on that next time, folks.
Did you just call me a moron?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Hey, I was born in a small town in Minnesota called Mora, and we were called morons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, by the mayor.
It was just a self-given. We gave it to ourselves. Yeah.
Okay. Well done.
Maybe that was just that guy that was driving by and was yelling at me out the window. I don't know. Either way.
Nicely done.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon, John.
See ya.